Ladies and gentlemen of the House, earlier this morning I was privileged to be a part of a legislative panel that spoke about the appropriations process to our new members. This is a very important and robust discussion about a very important process, probably one of the most important processes in the Illinois General Assembly, a process to appropriate billions of taxpayer dollars to run our state government. We discussed how the process is designed to work, and we discussed how the process really works. Let me restate that in the most simplest of terms for everyone within the sound of my voice. What starts out to be an open and transparent process will end up in the hands of a few of the majority party leaders behind closed doors. Many of my colleagues and constituents and others that I meet when I'm out and about will say, "Brad, wake up and smell the tea leaves on the wall. Don't you know how this works?" A few people in the majority party secret circle know what's going on, and everyone else gets to find out 48 hours before the budget vote. Here's what that process has been giving us. Over the last 5 years under Governor Pritzker, budgets have exploded over 30% or $13 billion, vastly outpacing the rate of inflation. In the past couple of weeks, the governor's own Office of Management and Budget has announced huge budget deficits amounting to over $23 billion over the next 5 years. And starting with this coming fiscal year, a $3.2 billion deficit. $3.2 billion, folks. Where in the world are we going to find that money? Earlier this month, a trial balloon was floated to gauge voter sentiment about taxing millionaires an additional 3% and applying that to property tax relief. The advisory referendum passed by a wide margin of 60 to 40. This is nothing more than an end run around a failed attempt 2 years ago to change a flat tax to a graduated tax that was soundly defeated by voters in this great state, and an end run around the Constitution. The Constitution that I heard the governor talking about a few days ago, a Constitution that he claims to care deeply about. More about that later. Look, ladies and gentlemen, if a flat rate was good enough for the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, it should be good enough for us. In closing, we have a serious problem staring us down like never before, like a fully loaded freight train running downhill and the brakes have failed. Record spending, record borrowing, and record taxing, growing government at a rate that far exceeds the rate of inflation. So the question remains, what will the budget leaders and appropriations committee in this chamber, in the Senate chamber, and in the governor's office do? Will we have a discussion about a budget that balances compassion and common sense? Will we have a discussion that takes a hard look at the priorities of our constituents and will balance appropriately? Ladies and gentlemen, the choice is ours. What will it be? Will we have an open, transparent conversation about doing right by the taxpayers of Illinois, or will it be a conversation like that in the years past that quickly heads behind closed doors and produces a multi-thousand-page document with 48 hours to go? What course are we going to pick? A course that will bring Illinois back from the brink of financial disaster, or one that runs us off the cliff of financial ruin at warp speed? You decide. Thank you.